Yo, what's up, everybody? Krakenol here, and here we go, day 3 Marvel previews. I'm gonna leave this up here for you guys. Basically, we're just rebranding under the Krakenol. I enjoy magic. Here we go. Let's do this. Hawkeye, Master Marksman, 1 and a red, legendary creature, human archer hero, 2/2. First strike reach. Trick arrows. Whenever Hawkeye becomes trapped, you may pay tapped. You may pay 1 up to 3 times. When you do, choose up to that many, and you get net. Target creature can't block this turn. Explosive. Hawkeye does 2 damage to target player. Or boomerang. Discard a card and then draw a card. I love modal creatures. 2-mana 2/2 is not bad. First strike and reach is really good. And being able to tap down another target. Well, not tap down, but choose a target that cannot block. Or just do 2 damage to another player. So for 3 mana, 2 mana initially investment, and then 1 mana per turn, you're doing 4 damage. That's pretty good. And then you could make their biggest blocker not be able to block, and then do 2 to them for another 2 damage. Moldman. Not very many people probably know who Moldman is, but he's one of Fantastic Four's villains. 2 and a green, 1/1. Legendary creature, human villain. You may play lands from your graveyard. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 1/1 green minion named Moloid. With whenever this token attacks, you may mill a card. Feeds into the strategy. I'm pretty sure they said green and black had like the destroyed old creatures and graveyard type synergy. I do wish this said like you could play an extra land per turn to kind of fit in with like normally when we get these kind of decks that you can play lands from your graveyard. Normally can play an extra one per turn. There's like the Ice Till guy from Edge of Eternities, but this is pretty strong. It's pretty strong. Fing Fang Foom. 2 and a red, 3/5 legendary creature, alien dragon villain. Called that one. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets an artifact or land, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for Fing Fang Foom. Put 2/1 counters on Fing Fang Foom. So any instant and sorcery that targets an artifact or land, copy it. So if you're playing like Stone Rain, I want like legit. If you're playing Stone Rain, I feel like this can go in the deck. I think there's another card in here that we're gonna look at that does target a land. So you get like basically 2 land destructions, and then you get Fing Fang Foom up to what, like a 5/7. That's pretty good. I don't think you'd build around this as a general either, but it depends on what your jam is. Maybe you would. Maybe you just like to destroy people's lands. Now here it is. Avengers Disassembled. 1 red. Sorcery. Choose one or both, which I think is crazy, for 3. Avengers Disassembled does 3 damage to each creature or destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic. Put it onto the battlefield tapped. I am sorry for all the yawning, guys. It's 4 in the morning and we're about to leave, so please bear with me. Love you guys. I think this is nuts that you can choose both. Kind of reminds me of like Brothers War. Well, Brothers War, you could destroy artifacts, but this is letting you choose both. It's crazy. Like, there was Anger of the Gods that cost this that did 3, like exiled. But this is good board wipe. Cheap too. Claim the Kingdom. 1 in the green, another enchantment plan. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on creature you control and a plan counter on this enchantment. Whenever the 4th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. When you do, put it indestructible counter. I feel like this goes off too quickly. Does that sound weird? Like the black cube one, you get like 7 counters. You're getting 7 2/1s. This one's like, let's just like if you play with any sort of fetch land, like in like that Selesnya landfall deck, I mean you are getting 4/1/1 counters quickly, and then an indestructible. Okay, that's probably pretty good for that deck. I lied. That's probably pretty good, especially if you get to put like that on your Hydra. But 4/1/1 counters doubled is already. I think the Hydra's already killing you. So absorbing man, 1 green blue, 4/4, human villain. I should be at the beginning of vigilance. At the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn, absorbing man becomes a copy of up to one target artifact, non-aura enchantment, or land. Except for his name is Absorbing Man. He's a legendary 4/4 human villain creature in addition to his other types. At the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn. I guess if you just want to double up on an artifact or a specific land, but I just don't see why you'd want to turn him into something else, but he's still a 4/4. He basically just he's what he is on the front, but he can become also a land. But he has a vigilance, so I guess it is kind of like a form of ramp in a way. So he can come in, be another land, attack, but then also tap, kind of ramp you out. It's very blue green. We had a couple foreign language cards that didn't have a chance to like update before I get to leave. So we got one in the blue, Wondrous Wasp. That could be a translation thing. Legendary creature, human hero, rare, flash flying, which is good. 2/1, Wasp Sting. Whenever Wondrous Wasp enters the battlefield, target up to one creature, tap it for as long as Wondrous Wasp remains on the battlefield, and that creature loses all abilities. That's a good card. That's a very standard playable card. We've seen things like Flood Pits, Drowners, and stuff like that, and all the blue-black ninjutsu sneak stuff. This fits right in there. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. So we got legendary creature, human advisor, hero for 1 and a white. 1 and a white for a 2/3. That is pretty good. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells. Yeah. 3 green, white for the transform. Legendary creature Gamma Hero, Reach Trample. During your turn, opponents can't cast spells, so it keeps that. But whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, choose target, any target player or permanent. You may have Sensational She-Hulk deal damage equal to that amount to it. Oh, okay, that ability triggers only once per turn. So if somebody bolted your She-Hulk, for example, whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, somebody lightning bolts your She-Hulk, then you may have her deal that much damage to any target. That's pretty good. Wow. So anything she takes, she deals back. Does that work if she takes like 6? I mean, it's any creature, so, and that's any kind of damage. So combat damage, you could just hold her back, like technically. Swing in with everything. They block, kill some of your board, and then you just have her just punch it back to him. It's pretty good. I think it's good commander. I think it's good in a 99 and a 2-minute 2/3. That can definitely be constructed playable. Super Soldier Serum, 1 and a white, 2 different art treatments here. Enchantment Aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature gets 2/2, has first strike and vigilance, and is the legendary soldier. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, attach any number of target equipment you control to it. I might be over evaluating this, but I think this is great for like any of the Stoneforge decks or the Cloud decks or like maybe Hammer Time. I mean, this is kind of, I know they have like Sigarda's Aid, but I think you'd run like a copy or two of this in addition to Sigarda's Aid because it's free attachment to the creature this is attached to on attacking and blocking. So you get like the free equip of the hammer or free equip of any of the other equipment you pull out. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm over evaluating that. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, 2 and a blue. Vigilance, legendary creature. 1 mutant inhuman hero, 1/4. Vigilance reach, no maximum hand size. And biggin. So they went with her comic book powers, which is awesome. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. We've seen a lot of it. Until the end of turn, Miss Marvel gains. Miss Marvel's base powers equal to the number of cards in your hands. Ooh, well, that's a good card. 2 and a blue, 1/4, Vigilance Reach, Great Blocker, blocks all these city pigeons. And then it's whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature. Okay. Maybe not as good as I thought. I thought it was like anytime one of your creatures gets targeted, kind of like a little Nadu situation there for a second. Still pretty good. Yeah, I definitely think you put this in probably like that Fantastic Four deck. I'm sure she can stand on her own. The no maximum hand size is pretty cool. Commander, I mean, constructed playable. Not sure. We'll just have to see how the meta falls. I can't think of anything she goes in right now. And this one was good. Nick Fury, Agents of Shield, 1 white, power up, Wooburg, put 2/1/1 counters on Nick Fury. Look at the top 7 of your library. You may put a hero equipment vehicle card from among them on the battlefield. If it's a double face card, you get to transform it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That's like all these ones that we've been looking at, like She-Hulk and Iron Man and all the ones that have the flip, or any of the Spider-Man ones that you can just come down on its backside already. It's a 5 mana commander, so you can use all 5 colors. This is a 1-drop commander as well, so like this is extremely strong. Honestly, that the precon that's heroes, I would probably honestly just take this guy helmet and then put the other all of that deck plus some of the stuff you want to put in there. That's equipment and vehicles maybe in other colors, because I think that one's only just guys. So if you have any black or green, just cards you want to run in general, because now you get to run. I mean, you get fierce, you get deflecting SWAT, you get Jessica's, you get can't recall the green one at the moment, but God, don't underestimate like a 1 mana 2/1 general. That's 5 colors. That's crazy. Bucky, Winter Soldier, Icy Assassin, white and a black, legendary creature, human villain assassin, 2/2, Vigilance Menace. Winter Soldier gets 2/0 for each equipment attached to him. And then 3 white black, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality. Then you may attach equipment you control to him. Now, this one I don't think would fit in like the modern version of like hammer or anything, but we'll see what equipment does in standard. White and black equipment decks. Seems pretty cool. I love the art on this one. Captain Marvel, Spaceborne, 4 and a white, Flying Vigilance, Cosmic Awareness. As long as an opponent has cast a spell this turn, you may cast spells as though they had flash. 4/4. Flying Vigilance, 4/4 for 5, but as long as an opponent has cast a spell, you may cast. Whoa! So that means if you play him, you probably don't have any mana left over, but on the next turn, you hold up your mana, and then they play something. You can cast your creatures, even like they had flash or other spells. But I think 5 mana is too much, though. The ability is extremely powerful, but like, can you imagine if this was just 4 mana? 4 mana, 4/4 Flying Vigilance, and then had this? That would be bonkers. Political Triumph, 1 white. This is another plan. Whenever a creature you control enters, scry 1 and put a plan counter on this enchantment. Whenever the 4th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it, draw a card, and put a 1 on each creature you control. White weenie, token swarmy, like hop to it kind of card where you can trigger this like multiple times, scry multiple times in a turn, and then maybe even pop it in the same turn. Some sort of green white swarm deck, maybe. That's really in that deck. That's going to be really strong. We already saw this one, but I just wanted to post it now that we got like the English version, like the cool art version. It was 2 indestructible. Quick creature gets 0/8, has vigilance, and then when it attacks, it can tap down. I mean, you can like attach this to Bucky, and then he's what, a 2/10, and then when he attacks, he's a 4/10. Pretty strong. We're just gonna kind of go over a bunch of uncommons that got it dumped out. 3 and a white legendary human creature hero, 2/5 unbreakable skin. Whenever Luke Cage attacks alone, he gets 2/0 and gains indestructible. Fits his power set. He's strong and he's indestructible. Super intelligence 1 enchant creature. At the beginning of the upkeep of that enchanted creature, control player draws a card. Yeah, seems like a draft card. I don't think you'd want to put this in your standard deck, but you do get to draw a card, which triggers a bunch of like leader has like when you draw your second card, do something. The villains just have like a second card do something theme as well as connive, which triggers it. So not bad, very draft playable. Baxter building, colorless, touch colorless. Add 4 mana, funny. Add 4 tap, draw a card, activate only an only creature 4 or greater. Yeah, just draft things. I'm sure it goes in the commander deck and whatnot. Sharon Carter, 2 and a white, 3/2. Human spy hero. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, when it's like exalted, investigate. 3 mana, 3/2, investigate. I don't know. It's kind of hard to over evaluate or under evaluate something like that. Probably just like the draft archetype, because the white and the black like to attack alone, and they also have the artifact theme or the equipment theme. But investigating is pretty good. Drawing a card, there might be some sort of a multiple artifact synergy payoff thing. Pin particles. Creature gains vigilance until end of turn. It can't be blocked this turn, and draw a card. I never underestimate combat to trick. So this just giving vigilance, can't be blocked, and draw a card for 1. Maybe there's some sort of like white blue skies aggro thing that wants this, but otherwise it's just a draft card. Robot domination, 3 and a black plan. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card and lose a life. And then you put a plan counter. Whenever the 3rd plan counter is put on here, sacrifice it and create 3 2/2s. So 3 cards die, draw 3 cards, lose 3 life, get 3 2/2s. Probably a draft card, but pretty darn good in Commander for sure. Death to our enemies, 2 in a red. Plan, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a tapped treasure token, you put a plan counter. Whenever the 4th one is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it and does 7 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Whoa. Think about like the Is It Spells plans, or not plans, spells lessons deck. You're just kind of popping off with all your cheap spells on the next turn, making tokens, prowess, and then you pop this and do 7 damage. God. Yeah. As if Is It needed any more help. We'll see how this one plays out, but this seems pretty darn good to me. 7 damage is pretty good in Commander, especially it's divided up so you can kind of like hit what you want across the board. Here's just some like lower powered ones, I think. 2 and a green, 3/3 Hercules power up. Put a 1/1 counter on Hercules. He gains vigilance, indestructible, and haste. Just like part of the draft, green red draft power up thing for me. I do like Crossbones though. Crossbones malicious mercenary, 3 and a black, 3/3 death touch. Human mercenary villain. Whenever another villain you control enters, you get a 1/1 on him, and then he does 2 damage to each opponent. So every time he's growing and doing 2 damage. So it's like a burn in black, kind of. Not a cheap burn, but I mean it is like a villain, uh, constant damage growing creature, so he needs to be answered. We've seen this card, but I thought the Doom art was insane. You get a -4/-4 instant for 1 of the black Dark Deed. Probably very premium removal. Iron Lad, Diverging Destiny, 2 and a blue, legendary artifact creature, human hero, flying vigilance. You may look at the top of your library at any time, which is pretty powerful. Reveal the top card of your library if it's an artifact and draw a card. Fits obviously in the draft mechanic theme of blue-red artifacts, but a 3 mana 2/2 flying vigilance, and you're looking at the top of your library is not bad at all. Don't know where it fits in standard right now. Avengers Tower comes in untapped, taps for a colorless, or add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only to cast heroes or activate heroes. Look at the top 3 of your library, reveal a hero from among them. Oh, sorry this morning, guys. I put the rest on the bottom, so it's repeatable too. It doesn't like sacrifice to do that, which is pretty cool. Basically, I don't know. This heroes only came from Spider-Man in this set, and so maybe in the future there's some sort of like human hero deck, and this will just be like a good 5-color land. Storm Windrider, 1 green, white, flying mutant hero for 4/4. Creatures with flying can't attack you or block creatures you control. Pretty cool. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creatures, those creatures gain flying. 1 or more, those creatures. So she can give your stuff flying if you target it, but then creatures with flying. Oh, no. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creatures, so it's not just your creatures, their creatures too. But so you could give your creatures flying, or if you want one of their creatures to not be able to block, you could target their creature with something. I don't know. But normally, if you're targeting their creature, you're going to kill it, so it's dead anyways. But pretty cool art. U.S. Agent John Walker, 3 and a Orzhov. Whenever U.S. Agent enters, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Sturdy Shield. Equipped creature gets 1/2 and equipped to attach it to U.S. Agent. I think it's just draft chaff. Cool that they're putting John Walker in here, but it just fits like the black white equipment kind of theme. Patriot Shield Wielder, 1 and a white 2/2. Another turret creature you control gets 2/0 and hexproof. Just another draft card. Abomination, Terrifying Titan, 3 and a Gruul, a red green. Legendary creature, Gamma Villain, 4/4. Trample, power up. Whenever one counter is put on him, he fights. So just draft stuff again. I'm kind of at that part of the video, but for 7 mana in draft, he comes in and fights and becomes a 5/5. Not terrible. 2 and a red sorcery, Evil's Thrall. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. If you control a villain with greater mana value than that creature, gain control of that creature until end of turn. Instead, untap that creature, it gains haste. So it's just like a rob spell where you steal one of theirs, attack, and hopefully you have a way to sack it so they don't get their creature back. Falcon Winged Wonder, 4 and a blue, 3/4 flying, avian telepathy. When Falcon enters, create Redwing. There's your 1/1 Bluebird Scout with flying. Whenever Redwing attacks, surveil. Just more draft stuff that's too expensive. Rewrite History, 2 and a blue, enchantment plan. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control become tapped, draw a card. Only once per turn. whenever one or more. Yeah, so if you tap more than one, it's not getting multiple counters. Draw a card, then discard a card to put a playing counter on this enchantment. Whenever the fourth playing counter is on this enchantment, sacrifice it. When you do, return up to 2 target instant sorceries. Probably not standard playable, but the Doctor Doom Connive deck where you're already like drawing and discarding and tapping and drawing and discarding conniving, then this will go off quickly, and then you can return like 2 of your powerful instants and sorceries back. We made it through it, guys. Sorry about all the yawning in there. Um, like I said, we're going on vacation. I won't be covering any of the things that come out post this video until I come back on Monday or Tuesday. Drive back Monday, so most likely Tuesday. But if you like what you see, you like go check out some of my other videos. We did day 1 and day 2 and the pre-cons. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.